Sunday Jenny.
Sunday best over
Look
here.
at you. I mean, y'all ain't like,
memo,
oh,
but
So you've already lost,
Look at
right?
this right here, Skip. This thing-
Defeated before we
How?
start. Well, you gave in and gave up.
Nah,
Huh?
Cowboys defeated.
Defeated.
We're going to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them
Yep.
right now.
Spurs
You gonna get all
finally went
upset.
down at home.
What you mean, finally?
Finally went down at home, but there's no shame in losing to the man who taught LeBron how to win,
Don't do that,
Dwayne
Skip.
Wade.
It is
right?
shame. It is shame losing to a
No
team that's in the
shame.
7th seed.
That's
8.
They're 8 seed, but they've won 8 out of 10. So I'm good.
I thought you guys won
good
9
place.
straight, though.
We had won 11 straight at home.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Okay, we
Next.
have a lot to get to today on the show like this. Are the Browns really a Super Bowl contender?
Super Bowl.
And then did the Sixers put the rest of the East on notice? But we are going to start with, hey, more drama with the Steelers. Le'Veon Bell is the latest former Steeler to call out Ben Roethlisberger. Bell signed a 4-year deal with the Jets last week, and he told Sports Illustrated that Ben wasn't the only factor in him wanting to leave the Steelers, but, quote, it was a factor. He went on to say this: Ben wants to win, but Ben wants to win his way, and that's tough to play with. Ben won a Super Bowl, but he won when he was younger. Now he's at this stage where he tries to control everything, and the team let him get there. But Big Ben's teammate, Pouncey, defended his quarterback on Instagram, saying, I've been with Ben going on 10 years. I swear on my kids, he is a true leader. Sucks to see players who leave and are mad at the organization now and try to point fingers like they are perfect. But this is the world we live in now. So, Shannon, whose side are you on here?
I really try not to choose sides, but I think in this situation,
You?
Yeah, I really try to stay. I try to stay Switzerland and
Neutral? Really?
right down the middle.
I had
Always.
not,
That's what I try to do.
I
yeah.
never noticed that,
Don't
but go
think
ahead.
so.
I'm gonna say Le'Veon, Skip, but I'm gonna say this about Ben. Ben, quarterbacks wanting to win, and coaches. A lot of people, most want to win their way. But in winning their way, they're respectful of others. As Le'Veon mentioned, and I've said this before, when Ben won those Super Bowls, especially the first one, he was not even asked to be a leader. He was just asked to be like, just hold it in the road. We got somebody to step on the gas, step on the brake. We're going to look for the rip. We don't need you to do anything. Just hold it in the road. That team was veteran-laden. Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, James Ferrier, Joey Porter, Alan Faneca, going to the Hall. All those guys, Ben was nothing, Skip. Remember, he went 9 of 21, 130, and 2 picks in his first Super Bowl. So they didn't ask him to do a whole lot. And see, the mistake that a lot of people make, and a lot of fans, and some of this in our business, Skip, we feel once you won Super Bowl, you can say or do no wrong. And guys have become resentful of Ben, not because he won those Super Bowls, but the preferential treatment that the team is giving him. It's kind of like being a teacher's pet. Not only do you become resentful of the teacher, you become resentful of the student because you see how the teacher is treating that student. And what they see is how the organization, because I can assure you, what I'm thinking, what I'm getting, I believe that at some point, not only did AB and Le'Veon Bell approach Mike Tomlin about the way Ben antics were starting to rub them the wrong way, Mike T probably sent them upstairs. Y'all need to take that above me. And in the process of going upstairs, you heard what Kevin Colbert said. That y'all daddy. Y'all need to listen to your daddy. Ben got 52 kids. And it's like, wait a minute. I understand he won 2 Super Bowls, Skip. I get all that. But let me tell you what he didn't win. He ain't win no gold medal in boxing. He ain't no MMA champ. And if he keeps treating me disrespectful, we gonna put those skills to the test. That's what happened. People start to think that you become beyond reproach if you've been successful, win Super Bowls, been an all-pro, gone to Pro Bowls. No, man, at the end of the day, Skip, Ben Roethlisberger and AB and Le'Veon Bell, they are the exact same. They are players. Ben is not a Rooney. Ben is not the GM. Ben is not the head coach. I get it. If you want to chastise somebody, but you can't do it constantly. And we've seen Ben, AB ran the route too short. James Washington got to make that play, Skip. And Marquise Pouncey. I just want to make sure, Skip, it's Marquise, right? That was.
Yeah.
This is not the Marquise Pouncey, Skip. When Aaron Hernandez was charged with murder, and he had a free Aaron Hernandez hat on. That's not that Marquise Pouncey, right? That's not the Marquise Pouncey that was irate and that was so upset at James Harrison because the Steelers cut him and signed with the Patriots. That's not him. So, because he said something that was very interesting. It's guys that's been released and have problems. So what problem did you have with James Harrison? What problem did you...
Are you asking me? Oh.
No, I'm asking him.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
not to say that he might have a great relationship. It's been reported, Skip, if you listen to everybody talk, Ben has a great relationship with the offensive line. Most quarterbacks do. Your livelihood is very dependent on those guys, Skip. Most of the time, guess who go out to dinner? The offensive line and the quarterback. Guess who the quarterback is chummy with in the locker room? The offensive line. You know why? Yeah, that's the protection. That's the Secret Service. Your livelihood, your well-being, how you succeed is directly correlated to them. So more times than not, the quarterback and the line has a great relationship. But you can look at, say, Le'Veon, maybe Le'Veon handled the situation where he didn't come in and they were upset about that. And maybe he didn't reset the market at the running back position with the new contract. But to say because he spent 5 years in that locker room and he doesn't have these kind of feelings or he doesn't deserve to would be doing him a grave disservice because you dislike him holding out on your favorite team. I'm siding with Le'Veon, not to say AB and maybe Le'Veon. I don't got no problem with Le'Veon because all he did was like, I want more money. Okay, I played the contract out. You franchised me. You told me that you were going to give me a long-term deal. You didn't do that. You franchised me again. How's Le'Veon at fault? So I'm on Le'Veon's side all the way.
Show over yet? I don't know.
Not yet.
That was a lot of stuff there, man. You just wrote a book.
That was 5 minutes, 34 seconds.
5:34?
Yeah.
That's like half a motion.
That is.
Right?
Sure you're ready.
So you tiptoed into your argument this time, but in the past, for the last month or so, you have crushed Big Ben Roethlisberger on this show. And I think you proceeded to crush him in what you just said, because even though you say you don't take sides, and
I try not to.
You're kind of leaning a little toward Le'Veon, and then you went way overboard for Le'Veon in all the points that you just made. And you know what I think you're on your way to doing?
What?
I believe you're on your way to talking Big Ben Roethlisberger into winning next year's MVP in the National Football League. I'm going to make him right now my early favorite for MVP just because of all of the above.
Over Brady?
It has become, yes, sir, over Tom Brady, because it has become open season on a guy. The last time I checked, who you went all the way back to discredit his rookie year, but he was Offensive Rookie of the Year in the National Football League. That's something. You got to give him that, right?
They were 15-1.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, he was Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it's open season on this quarterback who's played in 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of those Super Bowls. Right. And this is a quarterback, open season on him, who's been to 6 Pro Bowls and who last year finished 3rd in the NFL in QBR. Not only that, but he led the NFL in passing yards last year with a career high 5,129 yards. He went over 5,000 passing yards last year and also had a career high 34 touchdown passes. Open season on this guy. He's the reason the Steelers missed the playoffs last year, even though he is a guy who in the postseason is 13-8. That's the 6th most all-time wins of a quarterback in the postseason. 13 wins. And would you believe that Big Ben Roethlisberger, as the quarterback of the Steelers, has led them to 7 AFC North titles? That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. So that guy is just getting annihilated by 2 malcontents who are not happy with their money in Pittsburgh as they are leaving town. They are shooting and firing away at Big Ben Roethlisberger, that quarterback that I just detailed. They have made him the scapegoat of what happened to last year's Pittsburgh Steelers, and you are actually letting them get away with that. And you want to know the truth?
What's that?
Both of those guys, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, they will miss being Pittsburgh Steelers. Sooner than later, they will miss it. They won't admit it publicly, but they'll look back on their days saying, God, that was pretty great there because we had the flying circus offense because we had a quarterback who could just shrug off rushers and get us open. That's including Le'Veon downfield.
What did win them?
And boy, they won a lot of games. They won a lot of divisions.
So you in the